Hello! If you know me, then you know I love animals. In my hand, I am holding $1,151 that we have raised over the course of the last 6 months with our second chance crystals. Second chance crystals are anything that we receive or anything that breaks along the way, anything that isn't up to our quality standards, is chipped, damaged, broken, any of that. Instead of throwing it away and causing more waste in the crystal community, we recycle it. We mark it down significantly. We take a hit on our end, but any money that's raised goes into this little yellow envelope. Goes in this little yellow envelope, and now we get to do the fun part. We get to go shopping. There is Saving Grace Animal Society, I think I said that right, down in Alix, Alberta, who currently have 24 dogs, and I think I counted 14 cats that are all in need. They're a non-profit organization, and we're gonna spoil them a little bit because they deserve it. 2 of our cats came from there, and if you know me, then you know I used to have a dog named Goose. This is how we keep Goose's legacy and memory alive. So we're gonna go to a couple stores today. We're gonna buy dog food, bleach, don't know why that was the second thing I said, but basically we're gonna go and we're gonna get everything the shelter needs, or at least try to, with a budget of $1,151. When we called yesterday, they also said that the dogs and cats love getting toys, so maybe we'll go over budget, maybe we'll go under budget, who knows. I know we're going under, but I'm very excited, so let's go. Okay, we just got back into the car. We spent $464.88 on dog food, dog puppy pads, vinyl gloves. What else did we get? We got a good variety of dog treats, and then we got 2 dog toys. Let's do some quick math. So we still have $686.12 that we can spend and still be in budget. I'm very proud of this. I feel like the selection that we got is very good. Yeah, I think next up, this was Costco, so next up we'll probably go, I don't know, maybe Walmart? I don't know. Things I would love to get would be, I would love to get the cat's cat tree. I know my parents said that like when they went down a couple years ago, the cats, there's like a cat room and they all just have 1 cat tree. We have 3 cat trees in our house, so maybe get them another cat tree. It doesn't have to be very big, but I know like there's some really affordable ones out there. I'd like to get them some more toys, definitely. I want to get them some cleaning supplies, so bleach, paper towels, that kind of stuff. But I feel like we have a great start. Very great start. So I'm very excited. It's just so windy, and that cart was so heavy. We also still need to get them. So they only had adult dog food. They didn't have too much of a variety because the rescue has specifically requested nothing with chicken, and that's so valid. My dog's allergic to chicken, so we definitely understand the struggle there. So yeah, they also didn't have puppy food, and they didn't have kitten food. So or just cat food that doesn't have chicken. So yeah, we're gonna try and shop for some of that. We got wet food for cats and dogs. Now we just need to get some puppy food, cat food, and kitty food. Good morning. It's Friday. We're all just kind of getting ready, getting up, and we're leaving in about 15 minutes to head down to the shelter. Very excited. It's like a 2-hour drive. So yeah, I'm really excited to meet all the dogs and see the cats. I'm most excited to see, I don't know, I've been looking at all their pictures for last week now, but they have a tripod and I'm really excited to meet her. I wish I could stay home with her all day. Yeah. But I can't. So we're gonna go and then come back.
So this is what we call our daycare. Any dogs that can't go outside because they have like bad poops or something, or any dogs that need to be worked on a little bit more, where outside isn't like a doable thing for them. This is where they go. They get to spend however much time in here, being trained in here. They take their little run breaks in here. She's kind of like a little daycare. So this is like our cat kitchen. It's our staff kitchen, but also our cat area. Please don't mind my dishes. I'm still cleaning everybody. So in this room is one of our offices, but we do have our Pan Luke cat in there. She's the one who brought it to the building. In here is usually our upper respiratory room. Right now it is our Pan Luke room because we have 4 of those. Okay. This is our kitten room. You know, the kittens are just sleeping. Good mornings. You guys made a mess already. We got some in here. We got a couple in here.
Oh my gosh.
This is also our clean room right now. So this is the only room that we don't have to gown and go for. If you want to pet anybody, you want to take pictures of anybody, go for it. Take
goodness.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Hi, baby. Oh, no.
You can open it up and take them out of there. You can go in that room and play with those ones.
Stop it. You're so cute. Is this what Grizzly did to Dad?
Yeah.
That's how Grizzly ended up coming home. So it's been a little while. We did the shelter run about a week ago. It's now the following Friday. And yeah, that was a super fun experience. I want to thank Holly for giving us a tour of the facility. That was super cool. And learning a little bit more about what Saving Grace does was definitely very insightful. I feel like my background looks messy. It's because the rest of the card looks messy. Okay. I'm going to do a quick add up to figure out how much we spent on the donations, because we definitely stayed within budget and pretty much kicked out everything on their list, which was phenomenal. And then we did a little bit more of the fun stuff. Wow, we stayed really well within budget. Awesome. So fun. I feel like our envelope has definitely seen better days. My God. Okay. So, of the $1,151 we spent $843.67. What we purchased with that was 3 bags of dog food, 4 bags of cat food, a flat of wet dog food, a flat of wet cat food, 3 bins of cat treats, no dog treats. Wow. Did we? Oh, we bought 2 boxes of freezies for the dogs. We bought 5 rubber pigs, 2 boxes of 400 pack gloves, a pack of Sharpies, a pack of hair ties, staples, pens, cat toys, and then we did like a little spring cleaning thing where we donated a bunch of our old blankets, a duvet, a couple towels. I have to say my favorite part of the day was spending time with Bindi. She is their tripod. They actually have 3 tripods, which I tried to get some good videos of, but it was their back leg that was amputated. Bindi was a front tripod amputee. She's an absolute gem of a dog. She's literally the sweetest dog I think I've met in a very long time. The shelter was phenomenal. They put all of their kittens in one room for my little sister to spend. She's in there for like an hour. It was really, really cool seeing people come in and walking the dogs and hanging out with the dogs and looking at all of these adoptable dogs. I will say their website is not accurate with the amount of animals they actually have in their facility. Going into it, I thought they had about 24 dogs. I think that's probably accurate, but the cat side of things, I thought they only had 9 cats, and I kid you not, there was like 3 full rooms of cats. Like there was at least 40 maybe. The facility was super clean. Everything was like tidied. I was honestly really surprised. I'm allergic to dogs and cats. Shocking considering I have both. But when I walked into the facility, my allergies were only bad in the cat room. Like their facility does not smell like a facility. Like I don't know how to explain that. But overall, this was a super really rewarding experience. I'm so grateful that we have the Second Chance crystals. That, you know, just the recycling and repurposing of these crystals that go to like a phenomenal cause. So many of their animals have like medical history that follows them, right? Like Bindi, we were looking at the list, and although it's not an updated list, we were told that prices have gone up. Like her leg amputation was $1,500. So going forward, now that like we've seen kind of what they have and what they need, we've talked more about getting them possibly mobility aids. We've also talked about like, hey, reach out to us if you need this vet bill covered. So it's really cool having starting to establish a relationship with an actual shelter. It's also really cool to see where the money is directly going, because in the past we've donated money and we haven't seen where that money gets put to, which is like fine. definitely fine, but it's definitely definitely cool being more hands-on, and I feel like feels a lot more rewarding in the sense of like we started the second chance programs with our crystals in memory of Goose, our good boy, which again I will go into detail about Goose in a second. It's just cool to like, keep his memory alive doing that. We talked a lot about him on Friday while we were there. We talked a lot about Kitty, which is our one cat from a different rescue. But yeah, overall I think it was so cool. Hopefully they have everything that they need. I'll update a list of things that like we were able to cross off because they do have a wish list. Let me see if I can. So things on their wish list that we didn't end up getting, we couldn't find wood pallets for kitty litter. I'm pretty sure Pet Value sells it. We just didn't end up going to Pet Value. Puppy kibble. Puppy kibble was so hard to find. Walmart sells it, but further down in their list it says chicken-free dog food. We could not find puppy kibble that didn't have chicken in it to save our lives. They ended up getting wet food. Printer paper. We found printer paper, but chose not to go with it. We did a couple other like office supplies things like staples, and we grabbed hair elastics because nothing's worse than showing up to work and not having a hair elastic. That was my little fine touch. So yeah, at the bottom of this list it says donations can be made online via Amazon or any of the following locations. I'll link their website. Well, I won't. Mac will. Thanks, Mac. But yeah, no, super rewarding. I guess I could probably go into a little bit of detail about Goose, and then if you know me, then you've probably heard me talk about Goose. Goose was a very, very important member in our family who unfortunately passed away almost 3 years ago this June. Goose was a rescue we got when we lived in Niagara Falls from the Niagara Falls SPCA, and he was actually from a high kill shelter down in South Carolina. So we got Goose back in 2015. I wasn't around the day that they adopted him, but he's literally the perfect little dog. When Goose was 3 years old, the day after my birthday, he suffered from a major FCEM. So in human terms, it's basically a stroke. A piece of vertebrae in his back severed his entire spinal column and left him completely paralyzed. So Goose was completely paralyzed for about 6 months. The only thing he could do was give us kisses and wag his tail. The day that he had his stroke was very scary. He had it pretty early in the morning. We were living in Thorold at the time, and we immediately brought him over to, I don't know, there was like a clinic. It was like 5 minutes away from our house. We kept him there, and then I think it was a day later, I have pictures, a day later he was transferred to the University of Guelph, the Ontario Veterinary University College? I don't know. He went there. We met with a team of neurologists, and they actually pulled the entire department into his room to look at his MRI, and basically told us that most dogs who have FCEMs recover pretty quickly. It's about 2 weeks it takes for them to recover, and then there's only minor differences that you would see. It's like when a person has a stroke, right? Like you can recover almost fully, but you'll still have like lingering, I don't want to say side effects, but like lingering effects of that stroke. So that's kind of what they had told us before his MRI and then after his MRI. But they basically said that this is the worst case that they've ever seen. His entire spinal column should have been black in the MRI, and it was completely white. They basically told us our dog would never walk again. Most people at this point put their animals down, and that was just not an option for us. My parents had the means to take care of him, and take care of him they did. Goose came home, and went through about 4 wheelchairs before we found one that worked. We were renting a wheelchair from a rehabilitation office in St. Catharines, and he was going for, I want to say, weekly physiotherapy. I didn't see too much of an effect on that, but it was about 6 months, 3 months later, we started noticing that he was trying to sit upright. And those were super exciting days because it was like, wow, he is not giving up. He got better for about a year, and then he kind of just plateaued. He was never the same. He didn't walk the same. He just wasn't the same dog. Before his stroke, he was very much like a independent, don't touch me. Wasn't aggressive at all, but just didn't want cuddles. Like, he was like, I'm in the same room with you, I'm good. After his stroke, he was like, touch me, cuddle me. And honestly, he was my best friend. I love Goose, and I think about Goose all the time. That was Goose. Goose unfortunately passed away in June of 2023. It got to the point where he was on painkillers. He was starting to develop really bad arthritis, and essentially his body was not able to keep up with his mind. It was a very, very difficult decision that my parents had to make. But ultimately, oh my god, why am I so jumpy? Ultimately, like the forefronted question in Goose's 5-year journey from suffering from this FCEM was quality of life. And unfortunately, his quality of life just wasn't there anymore. I flew home, and normally when I would fly home from college, he would get up and he would run to the carpet, and that trip back to say goodbye, he didn't get up. So I think that moment in time kind of solidified that his time was coming to an end. But he was a phenomenal dog. He made the best of the situation he was in. He spent a year traveling in a motorhome, which was insane. So much fun. He drank glacier water. He rolled down hills. Like, this dog was the happiest dog ever. And unfortunately, he passed away when he was 8. I always knew that when Goose had his stroke, during those 5 years that we had with him, I always knew that when he was gone, I wanted to do something in memory of him, to keep his legacy alive. I've always said that this dog was my soul dog, and not a day goes by that I don't think about him. He's still my lock screen on my phone. So I'm very, very grateful that we kind of stumbled our way into running a crystal business, but then also kind of stumbled our way into creating something that I get to talk about him all the time. You know, people come to our booth and they see the second chance crystals, and I get to talk about my boy, and I get to hear so many phenomenal, amazing stories about other people's animals and things that other people have gone through. And I think it's just so validating that there are animals out there that deserve a second chance, and that's exactly what we gave Goose. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. I don't really have too much more. Again, a huge, huge thank you to every single person that has bought something off our second chance shelf. I think it's phenomenal that people get so excited about the cause, and it just warms my heart so much. I'm so, so grateful that I get to continue spreading Goose's story and talking about him. I think that's really, really phenomenal and really just amazing. I just love talking about him. So yeah, thank you. You've definitely impacted an entire shelter worth of animals, and I can't wait to see what we do next time. We still have some money left in this envelope, so yeah, I'm very, very, very excited to watch that grow again and use it for useful things. Looking forward to updating the website to have a spot for who's our good boy. And yeah, that's all I got. That's really all I got. So yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go through my phone and find some good pictures of Goose and get them uploaded.
I don't wanna talk of the things we've been through.